People think this TikToker was kidnapped, and there's a lot of proof that it might be true.
Bebop is actually a girl that has been kidnapped.
Been multiple instances of the child using the hand signal that people use if they need help or if there's violence at home. This cannot be ignored in my opinion, and is deeply disturbing given that there's more than one instance in which this hand signal has been shown in their videos.
People started to leave comments, asking for Bebop and BB to leave hints if they were in danger and needed help.
TikTokers have found this missing girl, and they think this might be the girl in the video.
Hello Gaylords of the internet. Today I think we need to come to the conclusion that basically TikTok is genuinely the worst place on planet Earth. I think if there was a place where I could just simply block from my mind, a place where I don't even have to think about, a place where I could just wipe from existence from my tiny little brain, it would be TikTok. If I could take this app from my phone and delete it, I would. I happily would. And now my phone has literally gone off because I am speaking negative of the TikTok gods. Basically, if I could remove TikTok from my phone, I happily would. But sadly, I am what the kids like to know as chronically online. And sadly, you're probably also chronically online because you're watching a man speak about internet things right now whilst on the internet. And today, we are going to be speaking about not only chronically online people, but also the worst place on planet Earth. TikTok. Because today, my friends, we are dealing with a situation which I'm genuinely shocked has gotten to the point of where it currently has gotten to. Like, this was a situation which I originally saw a couple months back and thought, you know, it'll probably blow over. But no, it progressively gets worse and worse and worse. People are literally being put in danger. People are being exposed. Their private information is being leaked. It's just an absolutely horrific situation. And of course, I am speaking about the BebopAndBebe situation. And I understand you're probably thinking, Fraser, what's a Bebop and what's a Bebe? I mean, I'm also trying to work that out myself, but according to TikTok, BebopAndBebe is a TikTok profile with 4.6 million followers, which is a mother and daughter duo profile, with the daughter in this case being allegedly around the ages of 6 to 8 years old. And yes, my friends, you've guessed it, we're dealing with another family duo TikTok profile. Yes, because on this channel, we absolutely love those profiles. But yes, BebopAndBebe, a very, very popular profile on TikTok, but recently they have been subject to multiple theories. People going around on the internet spreading viral theories that have gone absolutely viral. These theories are everywhere. People are speaking about this, people are wondering what's going on here, and people are genuinely just worried for the daughter in this situation, but in some cases also the mother. Because basically in this situation there have been two allegations. Some people are theorizing that BebopAndBebe, this mother and daughter duo, are two kidnapped individuals that have been missing for years now, and they are now indeed being forced to upload videos on TikTok. Now personally, I really don't know what's the more terrifying thing there. That number one, somebody's been kidnapped, or number two, that they're being forced into making TikToks. Personally, both should be considered horrible criminal actions, but then there is the theory of number two, that the mother in this situation, Bebe, isn't even the mother to this child called Bebop, and has apparently kidnapped this child in order to force them into making TikToks, creating money and views so they can live and I guess pay the bills. And obviously, my friends, both allegations are obviously insane and genuinely some of the most insane things that I've heard since Marina Joyce, because that's very much what we've got going here. A Marina Joyce situation, but on TikTok. Because this theory started pretty much from the exact same place. People were apparently commenting on these TikToks saying things like, put this in a TikTok if you need help, wear this if you need help, wear this color if you need help. And then after it did indeed appear that they were doing these things that people were asking for in order to basically state that they need help according to these theories. And then there have been other suspicious things out there involving the brother in this situation, Peyton, and there's also just been allegations about these two people stating that they're either been kidnapped or the mother has kidnapped the daughter, because people have taken actual real missing reports of actual people and kind of connected the dots between these two and basically said, oh yes, this person is this person because they kind of look the same. And it's like, guys, not every white woman with blonde hair is the same human being. I know that might be a controversial statement, but the horror movies, they're not real, guys, because this situation, I need to inform you, isn't real. This may be real theories, but these theories obviously are false. They are fabricated. And today we are going to go through this conspiracy theory of BebopAndBebe and uncover what's actually going on here and debunk the things. But also, just because these theories aren't real doesn't mean that there isn't some suspicious things going on in this situation involving the regular accusations toward family channels of exploitation of children. Because whilst these theories aren't real, there's obviously been the conversation of should this young child be plastered all over the internet, because yes, she is a young child, and personally when it comes to family channels, I've always been switched off from them, because naturally when your focal point to get views is your own child, that could possibly lead to some form of exploitation. Now, not necessarily in every case, but obviously when you're doing this as your job, the primary objective is always going to get views, because views pay the bills. And when your child is the focus point of that, when the child is basically the selling point of your channel, that could obviously lead to the parents being tempted into making their kids doing things that they probably shouldn't be doing. And in this case, this is what people have basically been saying outside of these crazy theories, that Bebe is making the child Bebop basically make these really weird TikToks, because I'm not gonna lie, these TikToks aren't my cup of tea, and I'm just gonna play one now. And yeah, it is weird. I don't really know why people are consuming this content. I'm not saying you're weird if you do, but I'm just kind of wondering who this is kind of catered to. But alas, it has amassed an audience of around 4.6 million followers. So clearly it's for somebody, and clearly the mother in this situation is most likely getting paid. But honestly, this is pretty much where these wild theories begin, because obviously when it comes to the allegations of exploitation of children, that's naturally going to bring in a lot of attention, a lot of people kind of theorizing what's going on here, and that has naturally led down a lot of creepy paths. So before we get into that, I do just want to go down that original path first to kind of explore how we got to these wild theories, because honestly, it does all add up. But before we do that, I would love to just say, I don't know why I'm saying I would love to just say, I am going to say, could you please do me a massive favor and subscribe to the YouTube channel? Because if you don't subscribe to the YouTube channel, then I'm going to kidnap you. I'm not going to do that. YouTube, that's a joke. Just please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I just want 1 million subscribers. 50% of you aren't subbed, and I know you already know that. So please just do it. Thank you very much. Let's get into this. So where we start off is the alleged exploitation of this child, according to people in the TikTok comments. A lot of people are pretty much uncomfortable with the fact that this young child is seeming to wear inappropriate clothing for a child. There are videos of the child on a leash, and people really weren't happy with that. And also because the child seemingly has a lot of makeup in every video, which a lot of people in the comments are deeming as extremely inappropriate. And this has basically warranted in a lot of people getting upset. And as I said, with me personally, I'm always going to have an issue with family channels in general, because I don't agree with your focal point of your business venture being a child. I don't think a child should be the thing that drives your profits, because I think that can always lead to some dark paths. So naturally, I am always going to be critical of these channels, despite the other criticism out there. And I think in this situation, the criticism is even more valid, given the fact that Bebop is apparently a pageant girl. And this might be very controversial to say, but honestly, what is with Americans and pageant girls? I don't know if this is something that goes on in Europe, and I'm making myself look like a complete mug right now, but I swear that this is this really weird common thing of when Americans make these young kids dress up and go through these beauty pageants. It's such a weird thing to do with children, and I'm not saying anything sinister is going on there, but what I'm saying is it's a bit weird to dress up kids and put them on a thing of where a bunch of people will rank their beauty or something. It's just weird, and I've always honestly seen these things as a form of child exploitation. I've always seen it as like a parent trying to basically get money and fame off their child, and I'm honestly never going to be convinced anything differently. So yeah, this was basically just another case of a TikTok mum pretty much just being accused of using their child to get views and clicks on the internet, and there is even more evidence to kind of suggest that, based on the brother that I previously mentioned, Peyton, who seemingly had leaked DMs come out in in the last few months of where it showed that the mother has apparently forced them into making TikToks according to these leaked DMs, which actually resulted in an apology video from Peyton, which has now been absolutely purged from the internet alongside with Peyton's social medias also being purged. It's very weird. The apology video was very, it seemed forced and just in general very, in my opinion, disturbing.
What did you lie about?
That I was forced.
Say it.
That I was forced.
Were you ever forced?
No.
Were you ever threatened?
No.
Was there any consequences to not doing a video?
No.
Did you like it at the end, being famous?
And I will kind of explain that situation more in full, but I just needed to kind of bring that in there to show that yes, there have been severe allegations of exploitation when it comes to the TikTok profile and the content posted on there, with the fact that this is a pageant girl, and also with the fact that the brother seemingly was kind of made to apologize for saying that they're forced into making TikToks. And yeah, these TikToks in general, they are a little bit strange, with a lot of people calling out content like this.
In one of the TikToks, she seems to be dressed up and wearing a slightly shade of darker makeup. In one TikTok, she's wearing dreads where its intended purpose seems to be offensive. Pay attention to the lyrics of the song.
I was just a girl from the hood, I was doing alright. Then this girl ran up and said she wanted to fight. Had to turn around and ask if she's alright, cause clearly she don't know me. I told her, girl, I will beat up you and your family, your moms, your pops, and your granny.
One user saying, it's the way she's playing as a black girl with this sound. I'm not mad at the child, I'm mad at the mom. There's multiple other TikToks like this where the mother has the daughter participating in these types of things. In one, she's dressed up as an Asian doing nails.
I do for you, long better. Alright, fine, I'll have long nails, thanks. It's okay, honey, only $4 more, that's okay.
You see comments like the daughter doesn't even know what she's doing and racially motivated.
Look, man, I'm not trying to cancel a 6-year-old here. And no, I'm not going to cancel a 6-year-old girl, because obviously this child probably has no idea what her mother is making her do. Because, I mean, whether you want to say the mother's malicious or not, she is making her do these things, you know? She's saying, do this with this outfit, say these things, and we'll record it and put it on TikTok. I do not believe that a 6-year-old girl is sentient enough to have this level of production, have the clothing and the outfits and everything. I think this is very much a mother thing here. And yeah, I just think this is another case in point of a mother who is desperately trying to use their child for fame. And that really does only get amplified when you go back to the whole thing of this child being placed in pageants by their parents. And after that, she is now plastering that same child all over TikTok. It's a worrying trend, and that trend has actually led to a lot of the allegations that I mentioned previously. Which of course finally leads us into these allegations, these severe, insane, mental allegations of kidnapping. Now, I'm not saying you're mental for kind of buying into these, because to be honest with you, when I first saw them, I did think it was suspicious, but ultimately, I think it's mental to see how this has been covered, how people have kind of perpetuated these rumors and made them even worse based on information which is just so easy to discover. And I think a lot of content creators did not do their due diligence of just looking this information up and working out that, yeah, a lot of this is kind of bullshit.
People think this TikToker was kidnapped, and there's a lot of proof that it might be true. So everyone has thought there's something off about this account for a while now. Some reasons for that is her bedroom looking like a set, and because she wears a lot of makeup for her age in a lot of her videos, and a lot of other things that I don't have time to get into.
You didn't have the time to go over this in your TikTok to do with serious allegations, and may I just say, this TikTok has 1.2 million likes. I think if you're creating a viral TikTok about a viral topic which you know is going to garner a lot of attention, you should probably take your time to cover all of the information and facts in this situation. And if you don't believe that you can take your time to do that, then hey, buddy, that sounds really condescending, but I'm just saying, just don't. If you genuinely can't go through everything, maybe just don't, because there has been a lot of dangerous things that have come out in this situation, and I'm not necessarily saying that this guy is at fault for all of that, but these TikToks really don't help given how viral they are and given how much misinformation they pretty much push. Now, I'm not saying that he directly said that this person was kidnapped, but ultimately, these TikToks very, very much do enforce the these rumors, and on TikTok, a lot of people are fucking brain dead. A lot of people are just gonna eat up what they want to believe, and that is very much a case in this situation.
Well, TikTokers have found this missing girl, and they think this might be the girl in the videos. Basically, they think that she might be wearing the makeup to conceal her identity, and they think that might be why she looks forced to be in all of her videos. Also, in some of her earlier videos, this boy was shown. Now, he was introduced as her brother, and people think that he's actually this missing boy. Now, if you look in the article, the boy went missing in Georgia, and if you look at this video from the girl's account, she's in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, there are also a lot of other odd things like her shaking on live streams and stuff like that. But what do you guys think of this?
Okay, let's start off with this missing girl story, because this has already been disproven, and I am going to have to blur quite a lot here, but people found photos of the brother and Bebop together in 2017 on what was believed to be the mother's Facebook profile, and the missing girl in the headline, Aranza Lopez, has been missing since 2018, and I can't lie, the two girls don't even fucking look the same. This took me around 3 minutes to discover, and it's just like, surely you could just do your research before perpetuating this information to millions of people. And yeah, I know he didn't directly say these things are true, but ultimately he put this information out there without really denying all of it, without just doing the research, because it honestly wasn't that difficult to find this out. And even if the information wasn't as easy to find in the first place, maybe delete the TikTok, given the fact that this is spreading information about actual missing people, which I just feel awful about, given the fact that there are real families affected by this information, and these people are just being used as a way to get views on TikTok. So people are basically spreading this theory based on the fact that, what, the room looks a bit weird, she wears makeup, kind of looks like somebody, and also she's shook a few times on stream. And look, personally, I was gonna say that, yeah, I'd love for this theory to be real, but obviously I wouldn't. Obviously, I don't want a kid to be forced into making TikToks. I don't think anybody should even willingly make TikToks, because that application is god awful. But what I think is happening here isn't exactly the deepest of thing. Could it be considered exploitation to an extent of where a mother is making a child record a bunch of TikToks in order to garner views and get money to pay the bills? Yes, I think it's probably just a case of that. I think what we have here is a kid who probably doesn't appreciate being forced in front of a camera 24/7, but this mother wants to pay the bills. And I'm not trying to defend or justify family channels here, but what I think you have with the bedroom, yeah, it could actually be a set, but I don't think that's for these weird, sinister reasons. I don't think that they're being chained to the walls of the set and only spoken to when they need to record a TikTok every day. I don't think it's that. I think it's more of a case of another YouTuber brought this up to Mimi, who did make a video about this situation, where they said that the reason they probably have a room or a shed that is being used as a set is for a tax write-off, because when you're filing your taxes, my friends, a little bit of business advice right now, when you're filing your taxes, you can actually business expense a section of your mortgage or rent if you are using a specific region in your house or, I don't know, place you live in as a business related area. So for example, if I got a 5-bedroom house, but one of those bedrooms was being used as an office, I could business expense that office off the rent. I know that sounds way overcomplicated, but basically what I'm trying to say here is that they probably have an extra room for a set because it can get them a larger house and they can save a little bit of money on the mortgage. I don't really think it's anything sinister, and if you do think that's sinister, then my friends, I think your issue is with the tax system, not with child kidnapping. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but I understand that there are a lot of genuinely concerned people, but it is just a bit fucking mental. Honestly, it's probably not even that. Honestly, this is probably just a bedroom that looks a little bit wacky, and maybe the bedroom looks a little bit wacky because it's a 6-year-old's bedroom. Like I'm not trying to be a dick right now, but like 6-year-olds don't have bedrooms that look like this. When I was 6, my dream bedroom was having a fucking racing cart bed, you know? It probably still is, to be honest, but 6-year-olds don't have the most normal looking bedrooms. They have a lot of weird shit on there. And this, to me, honestly, does just look like a kid's bedroom. And if it isn't that, I wouldn't be surprised if it is just a set for tax reasons. And another thing that these people do that apparently signify that they're in danger or have been kidnapped is apparently during live streams, they will be asked to do certain things to show that they need help or they're in a dangerous situation. People will be in the chat being like, oh, don't blink if you're in danger. And it's like, what? Are they meant to just not blink for the entire thing? It's like, I think if they were to do that, you probably start speculating even further. And there have been other accusations to do with other things, like apparently people going in the chat being like, touch your hair if you're in danger, and other influencers like Anna Oop, I can't pronounce their name, they also covered this.
Everyone was mind blown when the mother-daughter duo started to comply with the requests. I mean, if you thought these might be coincidences, take a look at this live stream where someone tells BB to touch her hair if she needs help, and immediately afterwards she starts running through her hair with her fingers. These creepy moments that seem way more than just coincidences.
Now, I haven't actually cut anything there. They just kind of moved on without playing the clip, and I'm very confused. This video has a lot of views, like 1.5 million views, and it's even titled "The Mum Who Made a TikTok for the Girl She Kidnapped." It's like, well, if you're going to say a statement like that, you've got to include the clip that you just mentioned. But I'll show you the clip right here. So as you can see, she is touching her hair after being, I guess, asked to touch it. But honestly, there are so many people asking specific things at a rate of which it's just so unbelievably fast that, to be honest, I just think this is a little bit of a coincidence. I mean, I was looking at other streams and it does appear that she does just play with her hair. I mean, I don't really think this signifies anything. I mean, maybe it's a weird coincidence, but honestly, I think it's a reach. Then there was another post of somebody being like, oh, well, she said, touch your nose if you're in danger, and she touched her nose.
Am I emo today? Yes, I am.
And it's like in that clip, she's literally referring like vocally to the nose thing, the makeup that she's got on her nose, saying that she just did that. Like she touched her nose because of the makeup on her nose and what she has done. And then she even refers to her look as being emo. It's like she is speaking about her makeup on the face. And it's like, I understand people want these wacky, crazy theories to be real, but honestly, these things are just absolute reaches. And the fact there are like titles with "The Mum Who Made a TikTok for the Girl She Got Kidnapped" based on these facts without actually saying that, oh no, this stuff's been disproved. It's like, it's just a little bit weird to me, especially given the fact that this is the most viewed video, and my video right now is not going to get the same amount of views as this video, which has probably spurred a lot of people into actually thinking that this girl has been kidnapped just based on the title alone. Like, I think it's fine to make a title being like, oh, this person was accused of kidnapping it, or this person was allegedly kidnapped. I think that's fine, you know, it grabs you in, but this just seems pretty definitive and just says, oh no, they have been kidnapped. And I really don't think that's a good idea, especially when actual people that have gone missing are being linked into this stuff. I just think it's dangerous and not a good idea.
And I'm sorry, I need to interject here and say I was I was editing this video and I discovered, when also like looking more at this Anna U video, she's like, oh, you know, there's speakers and people don't know what the speakers are for.
There are also speakers that are kept in the top corners of the walls that no one can really figure out the purpose of.
It's like, what do you think they're for? They're speakers. Like, what? I mean, even if she had been kidnapped, what? Is it going to be like Squid Game or something? They speak for it just doesn't make sense. Like, why would the kidnapper put speakers in there for some criminal reason? It's just speakers. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, are you hearing this? I'm not going mental, am I? Because this just seems so dumb.
So yeah, when it comes to the actual child being kidnapped, obviously it's not possible because yeah, there were leaked photos from 2017 and the missing girl was in 2018, which obviously would not correlate because, I mean, how can you kidnap somebody that's already been with you since 2017 and then they're missing in 2018? It just makes absolutely no sense. And then with the room, I mean, it could be a tax write-off. Yeah, it could just be a set. It also could just be a bedroom. I mean, I really don't think it's that suspicious. I don't think these speakers are proving anything. And yes, there are some weird coincidences on stream, but honestly, none of them really prove anything. So yes, that part has been debunked, but also the kidnapped brother part has also been debunked. And I tried to argue with somebody with this in a TikTok comment section, and they were like, oh, but they've got locks on the door. And it's like, guys, you do realize that doors can have a lock on. And yeah, not all doors have a lock on the bottom, but maybe it's because they're using their shed as a set. Like, honestly, I just don't think somebody's gonna fucking kidnap someone and force them into making TikToks. Like, maybe somebody will one day. Maybe. But there's really no... Sorry, I shouldn't laugh because people have been badly affected, but it's just mental that this is even a real thing that people still apparently believe to this day. What is going on? But if you don't believe me, apparently even the FBI got involved, and they literally came in and said, yeah, we looked into this stuff, and no, guys, this stuff is fake and not true. Shock. Horror. But my friends, this isn't the only case of where Bebop and Bebe have been compared to two other missing persons. No, unfortunately, there is another two people that have been compared to these TikTokers, and it's just genuinely insane to me because yes, I'm not going to show the photos, but the people do look kind of similar to Bebop and Bebe, but they obviously aren't Bebop and Bebe, and it's just kind of insane to me that when somebody looks slightly similar, like a blonde white woman kind of looks like another blonde white woman, we're instantly like, oh, it's the same person. It's like, no, guys, this is sensitive information, and you've just got to fucking relax for a second. You just got to say to yourself, am I putting people in danger by spreading around doxes? Am I spreading false information which could get the hopes of other families up that have tragically had to deal with the fact that their family members have gone missing? You've got to think about these things because that's something that has happened in this situation, and it's genuinely just sad and depressing. In fact, the father of one of the missing people in this situation very kindly came out and actually just said that he was happy that people were talking about his daughter and granddaughter, and he just kind of hopes that this will push them further to actually finding where they are, because I guess more and more people had seen their face, which I can understand, but obviously there was no real evidence to suggest that these people were Bebop and Bebe. And honestly, looking at the TikTok profile of Bebop and Bebe, it is weird, you know. It's not my cup of tea when it comes to content on the internet. My cup of tea right now when it comes to TikToks is like Walter White being green screened into Minecraft. Like that's my shit, but not this. I don't know what this is, but you know, it's definitely something, and I guess my criticism of it would be, I just don't personally agree with parents plastering their children all over the internet in the name of getting views and monetization. And obviously it has led to this child having a lot of negative scrutiny towards her on the internet. Now, I don't personally blame this child whatsoever, because obviously it's the mother that's putting the child in all of these situations in these TikToks, but I honestly get concerned even when a child is being slightly or inadvertently criticized just for what's being posted on this profile, because this is a kid, man. When I was a kid, I wasn't dealing with millions of people watching me on the internet. I was just fucking slobbering around playing RuneScape, eating Doritos and playing Pokemon Platinum. That was my childhood. I wasn't being plastered on the internet, and I think for good measure too, because I personally don't think that a child should be constantly exposed to millions of people. I think that can be very, very dangerous for a child's progression and growth when it comes to life. But apparently also in this situation, people have been releasing private information of Bebop and Bebe in order to kind of try and find out what's going on in this situation, and it's just grim because you may not even realize it, but you're literally putting a child in danger by releasing their personal information to the world. These are famous people, and whether you agree with the fame or not, they ultimately are famous, and by releasing this information into the world, into the the public, whether it was on some random website buried deep under like 9 different like tabs on Google, that doesn't give you the right to go and put it in a TikTok, put it in a video which is going to get millions or hundreds of thousands of views, because by doing that, you could be exploiting that information to dangerous people. Because as I said in my previous video about children on TikTok, there are dangerous people on TikTok and they will take and use that information to their advantage. And you really just need to think about that, for the love of God. But then we obviously move on to the next bit, which again involves the mother, of people basically saying that the mother is playing up to all of this. Because as I mentioned earlier, this is kind of like the Marina Joyce situation, of where people would go into Marina's chat or comment section and be like, do a love heart emoji if you need help. And then Marina would apparently do the love heart emoji. And that signaled to a lot of people that they believed that Marina Joyce was deliberately playing up to these things so it would garner more attention and get more views. Because we had the hair and nose thing that I previously mentioned, and those are heavily debated things. There's not really much evidence to suggest it's true. But then there are things where it comes to wearing specific colors. That's something which a lot of people have noticed in this, and a lot of people seem to think is real. I'll be honest with you, my friends, when I saw this, I did think, yeah, that's a little bit suspicious, because whilst, you know, I don't think that the mother has kidnapped this child, she could be playing up to it to get it to no. No. It's been debunked. Again, this literally is just trolls on the internet being trolls. So as you can see here, on the 2nd of February, you have somebody saying, wear green clothes in your next video if you need help, and then somebody else also saying the exact same thing, and then you click on the next video on the 2nd of February, and they are wearing green clothes. Now, this isn't a coincidence, because these comments were made after the green clothes TikTok was posted, but people will go back to that previous TikTok beforehand, and they will like that comment in order to troll, and make people think, oh my god, they actually did it. Oh my god, they absolutely need help. But this is a thing which happens throughout the entire TikTok comment section of this account. So Mimi pointed out in her video with things to do with like watermelons and stuff like that being referenced in the comment sections, and it's just in general people trolling in order to kind of keep on building this conspiracy theory and making people believe that this is actually real. You can go look yourself. If you scroll up a few months back when this was more common, you could see that a lot of people were doing this. All I can see here is a little bit of tomfoolery. People having a little bit of fun, but some people are so brain dead that they can't even just read comments. Because if you could use your eyes, you would realize that the comments were being made after the TikToks that she actually posted. So my friends, I don't want to be that guy. No, I do want to be that guy. Nobody is asking for help in this situation. In fact, the only fucking person that's asking for help is me. Please, could you subscribe to the YouTube channel? I've already plugged it, but I may as well again, because nobody here is truly asking for any help, and it is just trolls. But because TikTok is TikTok, they will ignore that, or they just won't do the research, but then they'll just put it all into their TikTok. And I'm not necessarily just blaming the guy we showed earlier, but there are so many TikToks of people being like, oh, the mother's playing up to this. And it's like, whilst I disagree with the profile and how the mother runs it and the fact that she enters a child into beauty pageants, I don't think that she's fucking playing up to this shit, for God's sake. I really don't think she's doing that, because at the end of the day, why would this mother want negative press coming towards her account? It already gets plenty of views. It's got millions of followers. I don't think she actually needs negative attention. And whilst you could say, oh, negative press is, you know, it's good press. It's like, no, I don't think in this situation it would be, because I don't think the accusation that you fucking kidnapped your child is actually going to benefit you in any way, shape or form. People have also been saying that, oh, well, the daughter was doing the international sign for needing help. And I looked at this and honestly, I just couldn't see it. Like, people were saying that she was doing these hand signs in these TikToks with 2.8 million likes, but honestly it wasn't that. They were just pausing it at certain angles to look like it, but it just looked like her natural hand positioning given the dance that the kid was doing. I think people are just massively reaching again. Like in this TikTok, they're bringing up the speaker again, saying it's a red flag. It's like, guys, it's a speaker. What could they possibly be fucking doing with a speaker that's sinister? I really believe that people just want this to be true, when actually actually, there is no grand conspiracy here. And yes, as I've said a million times, I disagree with the profile, but overall, I don't think that there is a kidnapping going on here. But my friends, there is actually some suspicious things in this situation, which isn't a theory. It isn't something which TikTokers kind of fucking spewed out of their mouths into the TikTok algorithm. This is a real thing what we're about to go into, and it is to do with the brother that I mentioned earlier, Peyton, who has seemingly gone missing in this situation. Peyton at one point was apparently all over, well, not all over, but at least featuring in some Bebop and Bebe TikTok posts on Instagram or something like that, just in general on their social media platforms. But it seems that Peyton has been absolutely wiped off their TikTok profile after a lot of leaked DMs, a lot of serious allegations involving the mother seemingly forcing him, or forcing Bebop as well, into posting and making these TikToks. And this is genuinely a really weird part to this story. Like, honestly, when I first saw this, I thought, yeah, you know what, this is something which could prove that there is some levels of exploitation going on here. And it starts off with DMs which are really hard to find, and I could only actually get from a Repzilla video, because these have been so purged from the internet. So I do just want to say thank you to Repzilla, and we're just going to read them now. Basically, a fan DM'd Peyton saying #save Peyton 2020, and Peyton replied with okay lol, and then the person actually seemed pretty taken aback that, hey, this big internet star apparently actually replied. And then the DMs progressed, and the person actually asks Peyton, is he or are they being forced into making these videos, which Peyton said, yeah. And yeah, when you first see these DMs, you do think, well, any DM can be forged, any DM can be faked, and that's understandable, because I would think the same if I hadn't seen all of the things that I've seen. But it does get suspicious when you look at the fact that another TikTok went viral where basically somebody said that they added Peyton on Snapchat, and apparently they spoke, but out of nowhere Peyton randomly blocked them. But it turned out it actually wasn't a block, and the mum actually made Peyton delete his Snapchat account, but also the mum apparently made him delete all of his social medias because another video was leaked involving the mum, where she came out and said that yes, she has confiscated all of Peyton's social media.
To all you girls out there that are wondering where Peyton's social media went, I confiscated his phone. I caught him friending strangers. So you may see him on this channel or my Instagram.
Busted.
Now, apparently at that time period, Peyton was 16 years old, so I can actually understand why a mother would be concerned in this situation, because yes, somebody who is 16 probably definitely shouldn't be adding strangers on the internet, because yes, there are a lot of dangerous people on the internet. But to me personally, completely purging Peyton from all of their social media profiles, deleting all the videos and photos that he's been involved in, and also making him delete all of his profiles does seem very extreme, especially when you look at the nature of what Peyton had said in his DMs about apparently being forced into making them. And you may say, well, the DMs might not be real, and maybe Peyton was just being stupid and the mum was being protective. And yeah, I would agree with you if this very, very weird apology video didn't exist.
So, first off, I want to apologize to my mom and my sister Bebop. I lied and I hurt them. I hurt their business, what they were trying to do, something that they enjoyed. And it was something that I shouldn't have done. It was very stupid of me. And I'm very sorry to both of them and to everything that they were trying to accomplish. I made a lot of mistakes and went somewhere and did stuff that I wasn't supposed to.
And what did you lie about?
That I was forced.
Say it.
That I was forced.
Were you ever forced?
No.
Were you ever threatened?
No.
Was there any consequences to not doing a video?
No.
Did you like it at the end, being famous?
Yeah.
This is honestly so fucking weird for so many different reasons. I mean, for one, this is a 16-year-old kid that she is publicly shaming on her profile with millions of followers. Like, I think it's fine for a mother to be protective of their child and say, oh, yeah, I didn't want them to, you know, add strangers on the internet, but that doesn't seem like this. It seems that she's actually just angry at her child. It seems that she doesn't care about the fact that he was adding people. It seems that she cares about the fact that he was going around saying these things. And also, it does just say to me that she is exploiting the children in this situation when she's guilt-tripping them, being like, oh, but you liked being famous. It's like, you're a 40-year-old woman, and I'm not just being ageist when I say that. I'm saying that because you're meant to be the example here. You're meant to be the grown adult in the situation, but no, you're shaming a child. And yeah, maybe this child was going around and saying things which weren't true, but you've got to ask yourself, why was he doing that? Is he actually uncomfortable in these situations? Maybe, but it is weird, even if he isn't, to publicly shame him on the internet. I don't think anyone's been kidnapped in this situation, but I definitely think we have a mother here who probably has a bit of an attitude problem. The fact that she is just recording and posting a video like this and probably taking it down because of backlash, it says a lot to me. It says to me that this person clearly values fame over, you know, just in general, her children being sane or her children actually having a decent upbringing. And I'm not saying she doesn't care about her kids, but the fact that she's willing to post something like that to a 1 million follower platform is genuinely quite disturbing to me personally. And the fact she brings up fame really honestly says a lot on this situation. You've got this, you've got everything to do with the TikTok, you've got the fact that she puts her child in pageant shows and then plasters her child all over the internet. This to me is a mother who is just desperate to use her children for money and desperate to use her children for fame. Now, my friends, we are coming towards the end of the video now, but as I said at the beginning of this video, I am always going to disagree with family channels, family profiles, duo mother and daughter, father and son, father and daughter profiles. I always am very suspicious of the fact that they could lead to bad things. Now, not necessarily terrible, awful things, but I just personally don't think it is good for a child's growth and development to have a camera constantly shoved in their face. I don't think that's healthy, and I think it can lead to unfortunate events, which I do think that we have here. Yes, the rumors are stupid and dangerous when it comes to the crazy theories, but ultimately there is a child still being put in videos every single day, a child that is at the center point of so much attention and negative scrutiny. Now, that isn't necessarily the child's fault, it is the mother's fault, especially given the nature of the TikToks, but ultimately that's still not good for this child. Imagine when she gets a little bit older and actually can kind of understand the comments being made about them on social media. I can imagine that would be absolutely horrible. And just like I spoke about in my previous video and referenced other former child TikTok or Instagram or internet stars speaking about, when they grow up and they see everything, it can be a bit of a shell shock and it can mentally damage them. And there have been so many child stars coming out and basically saying, hey, this wasn't good for me. I didn't enjoy this. And I know this person is an extreme case of it because they are such a massive star, but Jeanette McCurdy recently came out and spoke about her experience with her mother basically forcing her into stardom in order to pay the bills, and that put so much pressure on them. Even as a child, they understood that pressure and it really damaged them mentally. And you may say, well, it's different, but honestly, is it? A TikTok that's focused around a kid who is the main point of the TikTok profile that brings in money and pays the bills? I think that can be very, very negative in a lot of connotations and a lot of examples. Even with the Ren Eleanor situation, if you take away all the awful accusations there, I still think that this kid will eventually grow up facing a lot of pressure, especially with the mother saying that the account does allow them to have money and put money on the side. That pressure on a child is not good and not fair. So yes, I'm going to conclude this video by saying, for one, the theories are stupid and please can we stop spreading them? In fact, I'd very much appreciate it if you spread this video. But for two, there is still an unfortunate situation ongoing here, and I think the situation with the brother is a very good example of that, and it in general is very sad. There's nothing more I can really say other than I hope the brother's fine, and I hope the situation does get resolved, and I also hope that the families of where they have missing loved ones truly are okay. Obviously, they're probably not, but I hope the situation hasn't affected them too badly. But yeah, that is the ending of this video. Thank you so much for coming along. I hope you have a wonderful day, and yeah, please like this video, get it to 30,000 likes if you want to be a little beast. That'd be great. Could you please comment your thoughts down below as well? I genuinely want to know if I'm insane in this situation and just getting everything wrong in your perspective. In my perspective, it's right. Don't really care if you disagree with me, but I would love to see your opinions and have a little chat with you in the comment section. But yeah, social media is inabber69 on Twitter, JediNab is my second Twitter account, inabberlive is my second channel. Yeah, thanks for coming along, peace out, and have a absolutely lovely week. Bye-bye.